Hi guys, and welcome to another stream with me, Mike, aka Dan Profit. So, let's get into the nuts and bolts of all this. Well, so after, if you've probably spent a bit of time and you've been watching my last video, you would have realised that I was having a conversation about this. I was doing a calculated rant about Bungie and Destiny and the state of Destiny and generally the state of the game and what I thought of it and some of the good features and some of the negative features of the game. Now, it was, shall we say, a bit of a rant. I didn't kind of go into a lot of specific points, and that's because I just want to clarify. It is a subject that is really, really close to my heart. I played Destiny for 3 years. It was probably the only game I played in 3 years on Destiny 1. I met some great people, I had some great friends, and we did a lot of things in Destiny 1 together as a group over a long period of time, over many weeks. So to see a game that had become... And you know, the Rise of Iron wasn't perfect, let's get that right, but the Taken King was such a huge step forward, not just in the loot table systems, the quests, the rewards, everything that you could think about that was made good. The story content was there, you had the quest line was there, the big bad boss that was trying to take over everything, death of other characters, you had a change in landscape, a big change in everything in the Destiny universe, and so many things were right. Rise of Iron was, we always knew, was just going to be a patch fix. Just while Bungie was developing, most of the team was probably on developing Destiny 2. So there was me. I thought I'd make a review. You know, my what's it all? What do I think about things? Videos have seemed to have gone down very well with you guys, and you know, it's a no nonsense approach to how I review and what I talk about. So for me, it was great to talk about Destiny 2, and I know it was a long video. Everyone said an hour and a half. Oh my god, how can you go on about something for an hour and a half? And it's actually really simple. I really, really care about Destiny as a universe, as a franchise. So for me, it was very easy, you know, and I really do. Please stick with the video. I know it's long, but you'll get my general consensus over everything. Now, why am I doing an update video literally one day after doing the what do I think about video? So in this case, it was more of a case of that I think Bungie heard everybody, from streamers like Gathalion, Datto, Charizard, Chiriona, Professor Broman, Datto, you know, the list goes on, you know, the legend himself, My Name is Bife, you know, all these guys, the Fire Team chat with Destin Ligurian, you know, all those guys on there, everybody that has been committed Destiny players has been complaining about features in the game, from the token based system, from events not feeling special through to the end game. So literally, I think, not by magic, but more of a coincidence, there's loads of videos come out, loads of people complain about it. The XP capping system or reduction system was discovered and ousted by someone on Reddit. So that spurred Bungie into doing something that they haven't done in 4 years with this franchise. They cancelled a live stream, which was one of the most important streams, because it was all about loot and armour that you were going to get in the Curse of Osiris DLC, which drops in precisely 4 days' time. Now, what happened afterwards was something that I don't think we've seen from Bungie ever with the first one, and it resulted in this. Now I know that it's going to be, you're all probably sitting there going, oh, I don't really see that, so we're going to go into it in more detail. They actually released a statement to us as the fans from the development team. It was tweeted about by Deej and Cosmo on Twitter, to say that there's going to be a release from the dev team that's going to talk about all the things that they're working on to fix that have been highlighted from people's feedback. And we never really got this in Destiny 1. We always got told things, but it was always kind of like, it's coming. And then we'd have a big update, which would happen about a week before the next DLC would drop. And it would allow them to look at balancing, etc. And this has been really important, because I think this addresses a lot of what I covered off in the previous video. So, rather than us sit here and try and squint and look at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like this. Which now brings me into the world of the video. So, the state of Destiny 2. You're going to see a lot of text here, but to basically give you the fundamentals of it, it's a very simple case of it saying that, hi everyone, with the console release and PC launch behind us, we're going forward. They've been hearing about tough criticism, basically because the criticism's right. And they're going to be looking at post-game systems, features, updates, specifically focused on the game and who wants the game to be good, because we all do. And they, about a month ago, they published a list of improvements on the blog pages, which basically just got bypassed, I think, by everyone, because it was so vague and it didn't actually cover anything in detail. So, they've now put this State of Destiny 2 comment out to address that. The blog did have some details in it, but everyone read it, took it with a pinch of salt and moved on. So, here's the up and coming update overview, and I'm not going to go through all these points. I will put a link in the video so that you can just click straight into this, and we've now got something that we can monitor them on. But ultimately it goes into, there's going to be new systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits. So including, there's a new weapon tier called Masterworks. So this is essentially a rerollable stat in guns that you can then reroll to get better stats for, like, in speed, improved reloading, improved distance. And we'll see an example of Uriel's gift later on. You'll also see improved vendor rewards and adding ways for people to purchase items directly with the legendary shards and tokens. So ultimately what they're getting at here is a lot of people have been complaining about Iron Banner, that you can go in and you can get 150 engrams, you can trade in 700 tokens and still come away without the complete Iron Banner kit. So what they've allowing you to do here is, now that you can burn those legendaries you don't want, you'll get your legendary shards, compete in Iron Banner, get tokens, and with the tokens, once you get to a certain point, and we'll see a screen in this later on in this web page, when you see an item that you want, you essentially just use the tokens and the legendary shards and buy it. So it allowed you to grind out the event to get the tokens, and at the same time get the loot drops from doing. You can either trade the tokens in for randomized engrams, or at the end of the day just do so much and then unlock the armor and just buy it, which is so much better, because it allows you to pick and choose the pieces you want and put as much effort into Iron Banana as you want. In Iron Banner terms, for me personally, it wasn't about a full set. It was I liked a cloak for my hunter. I liked an armor piece for my titan. Maybe there was a warlock cape that I wanted, and that's all I want to do. Or maybe there's a specific gun I want. I'm not a big, huge collector of everything, and maybe you are. And if it is, this is going to perfectly suit you down to the ground. This point up here. They're also adding armor ornaments for the dedicated, the dedicated PvP players, or if you do raids over and over, then this is going to be a great way for you to add an ornament onto your armor, and it makes you stand out. It makes you be individual to prove that you've done a certain challenge that everyone else is going to get to see. So when you're wearing it, you get the respect you deserve, and not just a purple glow on some standard armor. Better incentives for players who complete challenging prestige activities. Oh god, I can't tell you how happy I am with this. I'm still holding reserve for what it actually is, but at the end of the day, the one thing I do like about this, and let's see if I can just get this a little bit bigger. Here we go. So the one thing I do like about this, let's see, here we go. There we go, you can actually see it now, is the better completing challenging prestige activities. So I like this because I do think that we should be rewarded better for doing more prestige activities like raid and prestige raid. The fact that you just got a skin and some new armor was pathetic. and it was like a shader for your armour. It was just wrong. I've personally not bothered with the Prestige raid. I can't be bothered with it, and Prestige Nightfall, because I saw a friend who spent many hours. A big respect and big shout out to Mr. Jobberman. He spent a lot of time with Jelly Tot Jess, his missus, and another member of his team, and they did Prestige raid, and they just got the trophy and some shaders. You might get more on it, but come on. At the end of the day, you should be getting more for doing something more challenging, whether it's a prestige armor raid, a prestige armor set, prestige weapons, an upgraded, maybe you get masterworks weapons. Just give us something more, and it looks like they're finally going to address this. Better rewards and replay value for strikes, adventures, and lost sectors. I completely agree. Strikes are okay. There's about 4 of them, but you've just done a random rotation, so you have no idea what's going on. And lost sectors, I love lost sectors. I love going all the little nooks and crannies, but you go in, you kill the boss, you open the chest, you get out, and from when you open the chest, you'll get 3 EDZ tokens, or 1 piece of armor, or blah, and it decrypts. And even if it is a legendary engram, or if it is an exotic engram, it decrypts into the very thing that you've got in your vault. So hopefully they're going to address this. Hopefully they're going to make Lost Sectors more about what it is, which is exploring Tomb Raider-esque challenging activities. Just crank the challenging up a little bit. Make it, 50 light levels less than what you are, but throw double the amount of enemies in. Just give us the idea it's a Lost Sector. We're going to go hunting and exploring. How about you put some hidden ghosts in there? That'd be interesting. But obviously that's not going to be delivered in December. That's looking at 2018. Private matches, I'm not going to go into that, but they are going to be doing in a ranked PvP, which is, the PvP community's been screaming out for competition ranking, and let's get it right. Bungie have done competitive ranking the best on consoles, full stop. But Halo 3 and Halo 2 competitive ranking was off the chart. It was just right. So why have they struggled to get into Destiny? It's just beyond me. But they say they're going to put it in now. Crucible tuning, like adjusted supremacy scoring and better spawning rules. Well, that should be patched anywhere. A quitter penalty system. Completely agree on this. The number of times that you're in PvP, and if you've gone in as a random and you're getting teammates from the matchmaking system and they just drop out and drop you in it, or the other team drops out and it doesn't feel like a challenge, it should be a quitter penalty system. If you quit, then you're going to forfeit your rewards, and your ranking ultimate PvP ranking should be dropped. Or if you quit too many times, maybe there's a ban involved. If you do it too many times in quick succession, I don't know. I'm not a dev. I'm not trying to fix it. Just some ideas that could come up. Continued improvements to Iron Banner and faction rallies, including uniqueness of rewards. This is the next Iron Banner. Sorry, not banana. And Faction Rally will introduce improvements in both these areas. See the December update details below for more info. We'll get into that in a minute, but guys, just we can see more about purchasing things and purchasing armor, and that's what we need. We need the ability to choose. I've got these from doing the rewards at doing the end of a match or something, and I'm missing that set. There it is. I've got enough tokens. I've got enough legendary shards. Boop! Job done. I now own a full set. Challenges to make the mod economy more interesting and impactful. The drop rate on a kinetic mod is ridiculous. So the one thing that can be beneficial to a weapon you might have is nigh on impossible to get. And you might get it out of a random roll, but by Christ, they don't really want you to get it at all. And they don't even pull it up every once in a while with Zer, or the gunsmith say drops 1 in every 100 is going to be a kinetic mod. God knows what it is. It is rubbish. I'm so glad. I think that the mod system is something that can be so beneficial to us as players, and it allows so much variety. The idea of it adding 5 on to get you to the 305, or what would be 335, yeah, I get it. But can't the mods also do something else? Like, instead of just changing it from, from changing it from a solar to an arc weapon, as well as adding 5 or doing +5 damage or something like that, can't it do something like for auto rifles, increase it up to 900 RPM? Maybe it doubles the amount of ammo that the assault rifle can handle. Maybe for a hand cannon, It gives a quick reloading. It's just something that mod will then be something that you either chase, and it can be a set bunch of mods that then you can chase doing the grind to get the one you actually need. I don't know, but hopefully that's going to fix it. And more updates are coming to the system in New Year, so that's cool. Ongoing improvements in exotics. Just scan our vault, take away duplicates. All you've got to do. Players will be able to spend tokens and lend. We plan to achieve performing exotics, and we will continue to make target updates and improvements. Duplication protection will be added for exotics in the new year. That is all we have asked for. I get bored of exotics now. I prefer Xur, because if I've not got it, I buy it. And when I get an exotic engram, I used to be so excited. And don't get me wrong, Destiny 1 had duplicates. But duplicates will say 1 in 10. They weren't 1 in 1. Or 1 in 3. You know, you were guaranteed I might get a duplicate of something that's on another character. But for that character I'm with, no. There should be no way that we should be getting 2 or 3 exotic engrams which decrypt into... I had 4 exotic engrams and they all decrypted into the stuff I had on the same character. So, get it fixed. Will make us happy. If not, you're losing me now. And it'd be nice to see some exotic quests. You know, I really did like in the Taken King when you had to go and get the Black Spindle sniper rifle. I think it was the Black Spindle. Can't even remember now. But when you had to go and get the sniper rifle by doing that side quest in that door, you know, that was genius. And so far, you know, but when you were in the hive and you went through the other door and you got taken up to Tanix's ship and then you had to fight all the Take and then have that massive boss fight at the end, genius. It was a grind, it was a pain in their backside, but when it worked and you got either the ship, the sniper, or the bike or whatever, didn't matter. It was cool. It was worthwhile doing. It was a touch that spread like wildfire through the community. You have the potential to do all that stuff in Lost Sectors. Make it happen. Give us quest lines for some exotics. New ways to spend surplus currency and materials. Looking at you, legendary shards. Well, that's not a problem for me, but I'm not playing it enough. Players will be able to spend tokens and legendary shards on vendor inventory. Thank God for that. We can buy armor, buy guns, buy something. And so we'll have new items as well. We'll get to that in a moment. I really like the sound of this one, in all honesty. An emote interface. It's an emote wheel. So you can just start combining emotes, which is pretty cool. I mean, we should have had it with the D-pad anyway, but... So let's have a look for the December update. So this is going to drop on December the 5th and then December the 12th. And I'll run through which ones are which. It's all pretty much self-explanatory in here. So, deepen rewards for advanced players. Provide more player control over obtaining rewards. Make shards useful and provide general quality fixes where possible. It's very random, but hey, you know, at least they're addressing it. So Masterworks. This is one I like. There's a Masterwork weapon. This gives you 10 up on reload speed. So, you know, it's looking good. This is what we're doing. And this is the rework element. You can see here, there's going to be extra Masterworks probably that you can put in there. Masterwork choices that then you can drop on, much like you do with your shader and also your weapon mod. It's going to be quite interesting to see that if you drop a purple mod and then drop a Masterwork in, are the two combinable? Is it just a case of that you're going to have to forge something in the Curse of Osiris at the lighthouse to make this work? I don't know, but at least it's given us options for some differences in weapons, because everyone can run a different level of Masterworks and then maybe a different mod on top. So I like this. You know, this is a good change. This is going back to what we know about the random gun rolls, and as you can see here, it is some of the difference, and I'm taking that you can see that it's either by the pattern in the background as it's Masterworks, or is it got a golden streak across the top. But it also gives you enemy tracking to how many enemies you've killed and some details. So legendaries will drop or be upgraded to become Masterworks versions. Masterworks will have a few advantages over the baseline. They track and display the number of kills for that weapon. Generate orbs for you and your allies on multi-kills. Oh, awesome. And add weapon stat bonuses that are selected randomly for a small pool and are re-rollable. That's alright. It's re-rollable stuff. Masterworks drop from any source of legendary weapons for characters above 250 power. Unwanted Masterworks can be dismantled into materials that can upgrade an existing legendary weapon into a Masterwork. That's fine. Raid and Trials of 9 weapons will have a very high chance to be Masterworks. Fair enough. If you're going to do the raid over and over and you're going to get Masterworks weapons, you deserve it. If you're going to do Trials of the 9, you deserve it. That's cool. And we have future plans to extend Masterworks to other gear. That's fine. That's cool. Armour ornaments. This is I do like the look of this here. This is the main bit that you're going to get, the ornaments piece. And obviously you'll see that it's not very clear. But if we look here, you can see here's all the Iron Banner armour. And here's the helmets and all the other pieces. I have a feeling that this is the ornamentation piece that goes with this armour. So you will have to win 25 matches and then you can unlock the Iron Pledge ornament, which is probably going to go on the helmet. Same with the armour, and there's the original Iron Banner helmet. So I think it's cool, and as you can see, you're able to unlock this, but also as well you're able to buy this armour. So armour ornaments will be added to armour sets for more visual customization without losing your shaders or mods. These ornaments will be unlocked by completing objectives, so win 25 matches, and are permanently unlocked account-wide just like exotic weapon ornaments. They'll be applied to the base piece that you may have already collected and can now unlock on vendors if not. In Season 2, the following sets will have ornaments unlocked in the retrospective activities. So Vanguard, Faction, Crucible, Trials of the 9, Iron Banner, Dead, blah 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 blah. Eater of Worlds, Raidler, Armour. Cool. And there's an example for Lord Shaxx. So there's the base, there's the armour chest piece, and there's the ornamental armour piece, which is for Hunter. So, you know, that's cool. Great. We've got something to grind for. Yay! And as you can see, Crucible tokens 10 and Legendary Shards 15. So, you know, 5 matches, even win or lose, you'll get it. And then you can at least unlock that. Need to get my Legendary Shards up now, in all honesty. Faction armor and weapons will be unlocked for purchase for Legendary Shards. I love this concept. All 5 armor slots will always be present and weapons will rotate weekly on factions. So, cool. Slots will be unlocked by claiming reward engrams from the respective faction, and you will get credit for engrams that may already be claimed since launch. Cool. So the backtracking against what we've already had. Slots will be unlocked for claiming reward engrams from the respective faction. Cool. And all 5 armor slots will always be present. So there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're always going to be present, and that means that you can finally get all of the clan armor. With grinding and paying. That's cool. In-game currency, grinding, activities, get stuff, buy stuff. Like it. And also you get credit for engrams you already done. Oh, wow. That's good. So Xur, as you can see, Xur now has, for 97 legendary shards, you can get an isochronal engram. Great. You want to complete your collections. Once a week you can drop in and pick up a legendary, an exotic engram. Bosh, done. You acquire it, you've got it. Great for getting complete sets. You'll also see here there are some new hunter boots kicking around. And also we are getting 3 of coins back. Now I was never a big fan of 3 of coins. I just think it was a way of just extending, taking a very low drop rate and halving it by more that you spent, and the fact that they would stack up and you never quite knew how the stacks went. The great news is no stacking, no trying to work out the mathematics. 3 of coins will just boost exotic drop rates for any source for 4 hours, and there's no stacking mechanics. It costs legendary shards. You can have as many as you like, put 1 on for 4 hours, grind strikes. Bop, 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 bop. You're going to get a couple of exotics. Maybe you get 1 exotic, but that's more than what we're getting now. So I'm liking this. You know, it's going to be the relevance of the exotic gear pot, because we still don't know about all the exotic engrams. And also, you know, what is the added advantage of getting these? And, you know, if you've got 1,000 legendary shards and you buy 10 of these, you know, you're only going to get 5 back. So you might get some back. You might get some new weapons. Maybe you get some upgrades. You know, I'm still questioning the exotic gear war chest on what you've got to get. You know, we need to see some way of tallying it up. So we're on to general investment. with Banshee. This obviously you've seen the dates over here, so you can definitely see that there's timelines for this. December 12th is December 12th for factions, December 5th for armor ornaments, December 12th for legendary weapons. So this is all now within 11 days that all this is going to be live, which is good. Good, we've got a clear timeline. So December 5th, Banshee, some updates on weapons for players wanting to clear some mod inventory. Rare quality mods will dismantle into gunsmith materials and have a chance to produce legendary quality mod components. And for players chasing specific legendary mods, Banshee will offer a selection of specific legendary mods for direct purchase, with a selection that will rotate daily in cost, including legendary kinetic mods. Thank you. Thank you. Stop doing the stupid glitch where I have to get 1,000 legendary engrams and 1,000... legendary pieces and destroy them to get all these things and buy that, and that glitch is to create more currency, and then you do all that. It's just nonsense. This is the right way of doing it. I like this. December 5th, for players chasing a world legendary or looking for masterworks, Master Rahul will sell some from his rumoured hoard. So Master Rahul is going to sell some stuff to buy. Commander Zavala and Lord Shaxx will sell gift consumables for legendary shards that can be used during Strike or Crucible matches that will serve the following functions. So get bonuses to everyone in the activity, friend or foe alike, and award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the match. Good. Good. Exploit safeguards on chests and resource nodes are greatly relaxed, and players should encounter them less frequency. Even if they do, drop rates for tokens only reduced to 30% instead of 0, and Glimmer will be unaffected. We want to associate a visual indicator with this in the future update. Well, that's fine. They're going to say that in later on they're going to bring this forward. Vendors will now beckon you to hand in your reputation tokens only when you carry enough to earn a reward. Perfect. It bothers me when you go to the tower and it's like everything's flashing and you've got one gunsmith part. So changes affecting reputation tokens. Let's see. Reputation token awards are increased across the boards. Cage treasure chests will still offer valuable rewards, but guarantee a minimum a payout of destination appropriate reputation tokens. Okay. I think they could be a bit more generous with that. Maybe Cade's armor set. I don't know. Maybe Cade's special armor. I don't know. Strikes will drop a larger number of Vanguard reputation tokens. Great. That ties up with the heroic strikes as well. So looking forward to that. But please just put the strikes in the map. I can't see why the Pyramidion can't be in the Pyramidion on the map. It just baffles me. Common quality destination resource tokens will have drop rates increased to 100%, and values per token increased as well. 50% for common quality tokens and 250% for rare quality tokens. And on the balance, reputation required per reward engram will increase for destination, factions, and gunsmith. Fine. Leviathan raid tokens will be redeemed at Benedict immediately upon obtaining the token, instead of requiring a full clear before unlocking. Perfect. That's good. So you can just do, for those, it's not easy for everybody to complete the raid every time you start it, but if you get 2 or 3 sections done and you get some raid tokens, great. You could do it with another set of characters and another, get some tokens, and then just put them all in a pot and go and see Benedict and immediately unlock some armor. That's fine. I can live with that. It was very hard, especially being a dad, and I don't know if any of you guys are dads, or you may have time constraints, but doing a 3, some people can do the raid in an hour and a half, but that's fine. You might have a super team that you run with every week, but if for those of us that don't, and some of my guys stepped away at Destiny 2 because they just want to get on with their lives. We spent 3 years playing this week in, week out. If you haven't got a team and you go for for guided games, or maybe you just join a group of randoms, or you do the LFGs and finding groups that you might not have the time to finish it. And I think it's really good by allowing it should have been in there anyway. If you complete a section, you get rewards. Why can't you use the rewards straight away? You don't have to finish the raid. You've got the reward for doing the section. So good. I'm happy with that. Reputation required per reward engram will increase for destination factions. So basically what they're saying is they're going to increase the drop rates and everything, and then increase the amount that you have to get before it unlocks. Typical. Give with one hand, taketh with the other. There's also going to be a full set of patch notes that document all the changes. So far, these are early December. So that's, this is quite good. We've now got an accountable list that they have to deliver. And, I'm sure there's going to be some smart cookies out there in Reddit who are going to look at this. They're going to keep a tab on all this, mark it up. And I'm not going to be one of them. No way. There are much more smart cookies out there on the World Wide Web that can do this. And they're the ones that now have got something to hold Bungie accountable. This is what you promised. This is what you said we were going to get. And we will get it, damn it. XP mechanics. They disabled the mechanism adjusting XP gains up and down. They've not, without reflecting those adjustments, they're basically saying they've changed the XP system. And they've changed it all about. So essentially, the back-end XP capping system that the system that I talk about in one of the news channels on my website, and also that you've seen as well, is a simple case of they've capped it off, but it's not going to reflect in the UI in the game because they just need to do some more coding. So they've coded it into the website API to push it out to people like Destiny Inventory Manager and other such websites, but it's not going to be coded into the game just yet, which is fine. They just want to link the internal and the display mechanisms together. Once that's done, then everything's going to be okay. They've already adjusted the XP to get a bright engram from 80 to 160k. Stinger. So they've essentially just said that we're going to award correctly, but by, we capped it down to 4%, so we're going to double it up because you're going to get 100% of the rewards, which is fine. I mean, at the end of the day, if we were getting 4% and it was taking X amount of time to unlock, if it's double, but you're getting 14 times more XP for doing the event, then fine. You'll still get there just quicker, it just means the bar's a bit longer. I'm fine with that. I think that works. XP boosts, including both consumable items and passive bonuses like the well-rested 300% bonus, were always applied after this system and never resulted in early slowing of XP. They should be unchanged by disabling it and contemporary the state XP. I was about to say, if you don't play it for a week and you come back, you get 300% bonus, so you're just going to be able to unlock like 3 bright engrams, which is cool. So the future, they've basically just said in this, and like I said, have a read yourselves. I'll put the link into my into the description on the video. So they're basically just saying there's a Bungie podcast where they're going to talk about this. They're going to get the devs more involved. It's not just going to be Bungie, Deej and Cosmo doing all this on Twitter and everything. They're going to be doing their bits, but they're also going to get the dev boys involved so that they can come and talk to us as players and say, look, here's what we're doing. Now, the one thing to point out as well, and you're not going to hear this from many people. I've watched loads of podcasts, I've watched loads of videos, I've even delayed this by 24 hours to look at other reactions from other people, including people like Datto and the legend himself, and etc. Just so I could hear what their thoughts and processes were about this. I was watching T-Rex last night on Twitch just to kind of get their feelings and understanding. Most of it's positive as long as it's delivered. There's a big list there for December the 5th and 12th. December the 5th's easy. You've got the DLC coming out, so this should just be a set of gauges being changed. But there's some items in this list that need full coding redone in the back office from scratch. So I'm optimistic about this, but I'm going to play it before I give final judgments. I'm going to give it some time. Other people are going to be quick and try and get videos first on YouTube to get those 170,000 views plus blah blah blah. I'm going to give it 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks of playing it, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do another video of what I think about Destiny 2 DLC. Because I think you can't judge a game like this based upon the initial launch piece, because it's still code. It's constantly evolving, it's constantly in development. And the developers are going to need time as well. And we're we as a hungry audience want to constantly be on these guys' backs. I want this, I want that, rah, 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 rah. There's not enough. I play it for 8 hours a day, and that section that took you 2 months to code, I've gone through in 28 seconds. Give these guys time. We saw from the Taken King that once they learned that they got round things, so the capabilities are there, the team skills are there, so it's just a case of just giving them a little bit of time. Like I said, Destiny 2, this DLC, the Curse of Osiris DLC that's coming out, is going to be the last, the chance for the community. I think one of the last chances that Bungie's going to have before it burns the goodwill with us as the player base. Because, the Dark Below, we could say, well, yeah, you had a lot to fix from the base game. The House of Wolves was like, yeah, well, you'd already broken the base game. The Dark Below added some great dynamics to it, and now the House of Wolves added other elements in. The Taken King came out, we were like, spot on. That fixed a lot of things. Added a great story. It actually added a story, which we hadn't had before, and it added loads of little quest lines and great huge places to explore and go and dive around and get lost in. And then we got the Rise of Iron, which was, I feel as though, was a much bigger story that got condensed down, because it just seems as though we found a great threat that was going to kill everyone, and we fixed it in 6 hours. Yay! The base game in Destiny, as we know in Destiny 2, the story, the initial grind up to 250 is probably okay. The end game content from 300, 305 onwards is broken. I've got to 303 and I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered with my other 2 characters, and something like this is going to pull me back in, because I've been privileged enough to get into a position where I've got my character high enough, and then I've seen my other character. I've seen the grind to get just to that point, and then looked at my other characters and thought, actually, I can't be bothered. There's better things to do, and this should hopefully pull us back in and get us back engaged with the teams and back in with the game and give us something to work towards. So, ultimately, it takes us away and it brings us back to the simple fact that the state of Destiny 2 is live on Bungie.net's website. Go and have a read, take it all and digest it in yourselves. I'm going to give this time up here to bed in and to get the DLC out and to get it launched and to get everything, to let it bed in, and let's run some cycles of it and let's see how the reward system goes. There's going to be tweaks that are going to go along the way, but if everything that's in this is genuinely correct, then in my personal view, I think they would have fixed 70% of the problems. And I say 70%. There's an awful lot there to do, but the competitive rank PvP, I'd love to do more of that. I used to do quite a lot in Halo and Halo Reach. I want to get back into doing that. I also used to do a lot of PvP back in Reach days, but I don't now. I did with Destiny 1 to some extent, but not great. I wasn't great because I was more interested in doing the raids and stuff. I'd love to do more PvP, but I'm going to leave that till rank's done. I'm going to leave that until they fix some of the team shooting bit, because I think it's nonsense. They've added in the right things for PvE, and the reward system looks like it's there, but I want to see it in action. I want to see different exotics drop when I get the exotic engrams. If I get a 1 in 20 duplicate, I'm fine. If I get 1 in 10, I'd probably be fine. But 1 in 3, no. That system's broken, and that needs to be fixed. So, overall, I think this is a good messaging. I think it's a little bit too late. I think Bungie should have done this earlier. I think they should have acknowledged that the endgame was broken. Streamers would have told them straight away. I mean, how the hell did Gathalion, Broman, Chariona, and T-Rex and all those guys build whole careers? Datto, and they built all these careers of streaming and content providing and starting Guardian Con in the US, and all the hundreds of thousands of other streamers out there that stream Destiny, and content providers and lore workers and lore warriors and people that have based entire careers like Destiny Inventory Manager off the back of a single game, are all telling the developer that it's broken, and it still took them 2.5 months to acknowledge it. That should have been month 1, what's the state of play? Oh my god, the majority of our loyal streamers aren't streaming us anymore. something's broken and fix it. It shouldn't have taken a guy in Reddit to go to these to put it out into the wild that the XP system was broken, and it shouldn't have taken 2.5 months or September, October, November. So yeah, nearly 3 months for the guys in head office at Bungie to go, oh my god, you surely must have seen the dip in player base. You must have seen the drop off. You must have seen that pre-orders were being cancelled off the back of the beta. You must see that the PvP stats are lower than they were in Destiny 1. You must hear all the videos, all the complaints. You must see that the loyal streaming community that had built up you had built so much goodwill with had stopped doing what they were doing, and content has dried up. And you're getting people like My Name is Bife, who for year one was creating content about weapons, about levels, about characters, about backstories, the Book of Sorrows, the Fallen, all the Grimoire cards, and talking about each level and all the dead guardians that we'd come across. That now we're into a position where we've got Savathun. The story of Savathun, who, God bless him, he's done well. He's doing videos on the monster that swims around the seas in Titan that nobody has a clue about, and it's never been explained, and there's no grimoire or scans or computer system or codex that we can go to find out about it. All the existing planets that we went to in Destiny 1, what happened? Because they just vanished. And I understand we've got to stick to the other ones, but surely to God you could just reactivate a planet or drop us in. I know we're going back to Mercury, but that's not really going back anywhere. It's just that we're getting an updated version of it. All these people built whole careers. People have paid mortgages on houses with Destiny 1. And yet here we are, and all this dropped off the radar and nobody picked it up. Nobody. You're telling me that if someone was taking 200 quid out of your bank account every month, and it was in an ever increasing number, month on month on month, or day on day on day, £1, £2, £3, £4, £5, £6, you wouldn't stop and go, hold on, something's wrong. But yet the all-glorious Bungie didn't notice that 90% of the player base has probably dropped off, that PvP records are an all-time low, that, the PvE content is drying up, and that every single streamer that is going on about this game is constantly complaining about it, and no one stopped to think and go, let's address some of these things straight away. And like I said, I'm not a developer, I'm not a game developer, I don't know how hard this is. I have worked in an operations centre, I have seen a network operations and a security operations centre, and I know how quick those guys can identify numbers and figures and stats and look at tracking everything from the moment you pick a telephone up to the moment you put it down, the length of call, the items discussed, all that kind of stuff. So these operation centres in Bungie is going to be bigger and better, and it's all based on the game. All the stats were probably looking negative and nobody did anything. And it took one guy on Reddit to discover the XP thing, and all of a sudden, bosh. And probably what did it as well is on stream 2. I've took a... If you go to my YouTube, obviously if you're in my YouTube channel, which I hope you are, where you're watching this, but if you're not and you're on my website and you're looking at my videos on my website, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that there's a new VOD up from a stream I did on the 16th of November, I think it was. Might even be further back. And it was the video 2 of the DLC reveal, and that's the one where Deej does the public event that drops on Mercury, and at the end of that you'll see the reveal of the tokens and the reward system. But also as well that doing such a big long event that the XP bar didn't go up quite a lot. I wonder if that was tied to them with the Reddit guide, that they'd put it on video, it could be tracked, and then all of a sudden some guy had actually done all the maths and they found out the maths was right. So I don't know, it just stinks to me, and it's hopefully getting fixed. And this is what we want. I'm a big fan of Destiny, I'm a big fan of the world, I'm a big fan of the lore. We just need these fixed. And then whether I'm not expecting the Curse of Osiris to be good, but Warmind, the last DLC of the season pass, has got to be good. That's got to be the big reset point. That's going to come March, April time. You know, we're looking at 2-3 months in when this drops on December the 5th. It would have been October the 6th when it launched, September the 6th. So 3 months in. So December, January, February, March. We're looking at March the 5th, March the 6th when the DLC for Warmind drops. All these patches are done, plus the other fixes. Hey, push Warmind DLC out 2 more months. Push it out 2 more months, but do fixes like this on a weekly, monthly basis. And get us to the point that when Warmind drops, you've got a whole crew building out a whole storyline. It's probably built, and it's probably already in the game, and the DLC just unlocks it. But give us Warmind as a 6-hour campaign with back on Earth, back at the bunkers that we did. God, I can't even think of his name. It frustrates me so much. With Rasputin, give us all that. Give us that back, and then start. Even if you have to do a bit of content usage, maybe use some old maps from Destiny 1 and rejizz them back up into Destiny 2, do it. Nobody will like it. But Warmind needs to be the clincher. If Curse of Osiris, I'll forgive for some lack of bits because you're fixing all this crap. But if Warmind's busted and we're not going to get any stories, that is it. Destiny's done for me. So have a read of the State of Destiny. Go to, like I said, I'll put the link in my video. This is already on my webpage that you can go and have a read of. I just wanted to, and I know it's another long video. We're 45 minutes in. It'll probably be 50 minutes when we're finished. But I just wanted to cover this off in depth. I think the majority of this is good. It's going in the right direction. They're acknowledging fans. But it didn't need to take nearly 3 months to fix, Bungie. It really didn't. So all that leaves me to say, guys, is thank you very much for watching my video. If I can get this up to 50 views, if I can get a couple of likes, it'd be really appreciated. Also, check out my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/damned_prophet. You can also see and try and multi-stream as much as I can, so you can find me on mixer.com/damned_prophet, and you'll also find me on YouTube gaming as I think it's damned_prophet gamer. I'll just go to my YouTube channel and you'll see when I go live. You can also go to my webpage, which is damnprophet.com, read all about me on there, and also check out my social feeds, which is twitter.com/damned, it's @damned_prophet, and on Facebook it's damnprophet. So pretty much just go anywhere, type in damned, and don't forget, damned is DAMMED, not DAMNED. You can find me pretty much anywhere. Go and have a look at the website. I'm really proud of what I'm doing there. It takes me a while to get some content on, but just go and have a look. My videos are always on there, news feeds are always on there, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. And all that leaves me to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on another video of what do I think about. So, adios.